Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. To make this super cozy turtleneck sweater you will need a weight 4 yarn, a 4mm crochet hook and a 5mm crochet hook. In this tutorial I make a size small. For all other sizes check out my blog crochetwithcarrie.com. So with your 4mm crochet hook, chain 11. Single crochet into the second chain from the hook and then single crochet into every chain to the end. At the end of this row, chain 1 and then turn your work. So now we're going to be working into the back loops. So into every stitch, work a single crochet into the back loop and continue that to the end. So repeat that row until you have a length of ribbing that's 19 inches. So now we're going to work along this long edge. We're going to make single crochets. But first we're going to change our hook and we're going to use our 5mm crochet hook. So chain 1 and then make 68 single crochet. When you have your 68 stitches done, we're going to chain 2 and then turn our work. This chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet. So skip the next stitch and then into the next make 1 single crochet. Then into the skipped stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet. So work towards the front of your last stitch just like so and make 1 double crochet. So you're going to repeat that again. Skip your next stitch, single crochet into the next, then work a double crochet into that skipped stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. So when you reach the end of the row, you're going to have 1 stitch remaining. So into that stitch, make 1 half double crochet. So your next row and all remaining rows are the same. Chain 2, turn your work. This chain 2 counts as your first half double crochet. Skip the next and then into the next stitch make 1 single crochet and then make 1 double crochet into that skipped stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. Skip your next stitch, single crochet into the next and then make 1 double crochet into that skipped stitch. Repeat that all the way across your row. You should have 1 stitch remaining. That will be your chain 2. So on top of that chain 2, you're going to make a half double crochet. So yeah, your last stitch is going to be on top of this chain 2. So into that stitch, make a half double crochet. So you're going to repeat that row over and over again until your piece measures 13 inches. So now we're going to begin our armhole shaping. So continuing on from where you are now, we're going to make 7 slip stitches. Once you have your 7 slip stitches, we're going to chain 2. This will count as our first half double crochet. So skip the next stitch and then into the next make 1 single crochet and then make 1 double crochet into the skipped stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. You're going to skip your next stitch, single crochet into the next, then double crochet into that skipped stitch. Repeat that all the way across until 7 stitches remain. So now we have 7 stitches remaining. So into the next stitch, we're going to make a half double crochet. So for the next row, we're going to just continue doing the same pattern. We're going to chain 2, turn our work, then this chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet, skip the next stitch, single crochet into the next, then double crochet into that skipped stitch, and repeat that all the way across. Your last stitch should be a half double crochet. So repeat that until this section measures about 7.5 inches. So just to show you one more time, your last stitch, a half double crochet, will be placed on top of this chain 2. So at this stage, your piece will look like this. So from here up, it should measure 7.5 inches. So now you can fasten off, and then you're going to repeat this entire process for another panel. So your front panel and your back panel are the exact same. So go ahead and make another panel in the exact same way. So for your sleeve cuff, we're going to use the 4mm hook, and we're going to chain 11 just like we did for the bottom ribbed edge on our sweater on the panels. And we're going to do a ribbing that measures 9.5 inches. Then we're going to single crochet 30 across the top. So change from your 4mm crochet hook to your 5mm crochet hook, chain 1, and then make 30 single crochet. Once you have your 30 single crochet, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to start increasing. So this chain 2 counts as your first half double crochet. So into that same stitch, we're going to make another half double crochet. So that's our increase made. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and then single crochet into the next. And then we're going to double crochet into that skipped stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across until one stitch remains. So here we are at the end of the row. We have one stitch remaining. So into that stitch, we're going to place 2 half double crochet. So there's our second increase made. For the next row, there's going to be no increases. So chain 2 and then turn your work. And yes, you've guessed it, this chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet. So skip the next and then into the next, make 1 single crochet and then double crochet into that skipped stitch. Repeat that all the way across until one stitch remains. Into that last stitch, you're going to place 1 half double crochet. So you're going to repeat those last 2 rows. You're going to alternate between a row of increases and then a row of no increases until you have 54 stitches. Once you have your 54 stitches, you're going to continue on making just regular rows without any increases until your sleeve measures 18 inches. And then once you have that done, you're going to fasten off and leave a long tail. So now we're going to move on to our collar. We're going to change to our 4mm hook and we're going to chain 47. And then into that second chain from the hook, we're going to make 1 single crochet and then we're going to single crochet into each chain to the end. At the end of the row, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then we're going to be working into the back loop. So into the back loop of every stitch, we're going to work a single crochet. And then you're going to repeat that all the way around, all the way to the end of the row. Repeat this row over and over again until your collar measures 20 inches. Once you have your 20 inches, you're going to fasten off and leave a very long tail. So now we're going to start assembling the whole lot together. So now you should have your 2 panels. They look the exact same. You're going to place one panel on top of the other, just like so. And with your yarn needle, you're going to sew about 4 inches in both sides. So next you're going to lay your entire piece out flat, the wrong side facing upwards. Then you're going to get a stitch marker and place that into your center stitch of your sleeve and then attach that to the shoulder seam. And then you're just going to use your yarn needle and you're just going to sew your sleeve to your front and back panels. And then of course repeat on the other side. Then you're going to fold your sweater over and you're going to sew all the way down along the edge. Then we're going to go back to our collar. We're going to fold that in half. And then with your yarn and your yarn needle, we're just going to stitch up along the edge. So your sweater should still be the wrong side facing out. So get your collar and place that where your neck hole is, and then you're going to sew to your neck hole. Make sure that the seam for your collar is facing towards the back. And then flip your sweater right side out. You can fold over your collar like so, and that's it. Weave in any ends. So if you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Don't forget the free written pattern will be on my blog, crochetwithcarrie.com. So until next time, take care.